Uh, I like that. How? Oh, that's a good one. How do I get on a con or get on a panel? I like that suggestion from him. Um, we have to have a really good out of the gate question of the week for the con. Question of the con, right? So I'm thinking, say, hey, do we have any Chattacon regulars? This is we're rookies, our first year. It's Chattacon 49, which I'm pretty sure means they've done 48 others of these. What's the why Chattac? Maybe that's it. Why Chattacon? And let people tell us what they love about Chattacon. What do you
Yeah, that's
think?
true. We could do that, and because we're like, this is our first time here. What is the best thing about Chattacon for you? Like,
Yeah.
but we also gotta have a backup plan too, if we don't have a big audience. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That came out pretty perfect.
All right. Oh, this is I'm just now looking at the what you call it the schedule. It's a pretty small schedule, isn't it?
Yeah, she wasn't kidding when she says a small con.
Yeah. You think it's too late to request to be on any of these, or I guess it never hurts to ask and they can just say no.
Yeah, the email she sent. Well, I don't know about requests. You might because it doesn't necessarily change the schedule. I think she posted something yesterday. I think about changes. Because here's the thing: that schedule you see, the one you're looking at, because I gotta put it in the description next time of like, hey, make sure you copy them on this email because we got another one about, hey, here's a revision schedule, and if there's any more changes that needs to be done, then make sure you have it in by tonight, December 3rd. But we don't need changes as far as that schedule. Because if you notice on yours, right, there's like a 3 o'clock panel about podcasting, right?
5 o'clock, but yeah, intro to podcasting.
Is that 5? Because I thought it was 3.
Friday at 5 p.m. is what it says.
Okay. Because for some reason in my mind, I thought it was at 3 and other stuff was going on. And then I noticed in the revised schedule, nothing starts until 5.
Okay. Well, the one I downloaded that you sent me says intro to podcasting at 5.
Why is she? Oh, okay. I was just replying back to. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Give me a second here. Updated Chattacon schedule.
Oh, I see. I was like, where we create? That sounds familiar.
Sure does, doesn't it? So I don't know if I submitted it as where we create. I thought I submitted it as Finding the Stories Presents. I don't know if I did and she cut it off or something else, but I'm absolutely going to be like, I'm Charles McFall. I'm the host of Finding the Stories, and I routinely record episodes of interviewing people and finding their stories. And this guest today,
you've got you've got quite the guest, don't you?
Yeah, she gave me one of the 3 guests of honor.
There you go.
Yeah. All right, I'm sending you. This is the email I got yesterday. So this should be basically the finalized schedule. Okay, see, yeah, the podcasting thing is not on this. At 5 o'clock, it's The Shape of Science Fiction, not something about podcasting. So it must have changed.
Okay. So do you have the updated one then? Should I be looking
I just emailed it to you. Yeah.
Okay.
I just got an email and sent it to you there.
All right. Well, I'll take a look at it tonight.
It didn't change our stuff at all. Okay. I'm still at 8 o'clock Friday night doing that, and then we're still at 4 o'clock on Saturday doing our live show.
Yeah, I recognize her name, but I'm trying to figure out where I know her from.
I got to do my research.
Yeah.
Which I always do my research. Well, when I can do my research. All right. Well, I started typing her name and it popped up immediately. The Daily Journal of a Puppeteer is the first thing. That is her website. Hugo, Lucas, and Nebula Award winner Mary Robinette Cowell blends her no-nonsense approach to life and space. Their talent creating glittery high society something or others. Originally a puppeteer by primary trade, after receiving a bachelor's degree in art education, she became art director for science fiction magazines, and by 2010 was also authoring her first full-length published novels. That's just a blip from Wikipedia. The Spare Man apparently is a novel she wrote.
Yeah, I was looking through her novels, and I've heard her name before. I just don't know from where. Not that big a deal.
So yeah, I'm gonna kind of dig in. Apparently, she's made a bunch of different podcast appearances. So I'm gonna try to find that. Okay, Valor and Vanity just looks like a sex novel. So does Without Summer. The way they shoot the cover. Okay. Harlequin novel. That's what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm talking about? The written for the ladies who are starving for attention books.
Dusty Lusties.
There you go.
With Fabio on the cover.
Yeah.
Yeah. I grew up calling him Dusty Lusties.
Dusty Lusties.
Hey, sure.
Guess what? It is it's beyond that time. So
yeah, sorry about that. Thank you guys for being so accommodating.
No, it's no problem. Honestly, I got distracted. I wasn't necessarily waiting. I would have started them and just let you slide on in as you would, but no problem, Kurt. We waited for you. Here you go.
Get ready to laugh out loud with Wise and Nerdy, the show hosted by two hilarious dads who are bringing their unique blend of wit, wisdom, and nerdiness to the airwaves. From sharing hilarious anecdotes about their own experiences to giving advice on navigating the ups and downs of life, these two dads have got you covered. But that's not all. They're also obsessed with all things nerdy, from comic books and sci-fi movies to video and board games. So whether you're a fellow dad, a pop culture fanatic, or just in need of a good laugh, tune in to Wise and Nerdy and join in the fun.
Oh, yeah. Kurt, look, man, I know you love to hear your own voice, but could you really shorten that intro, man? You took it too far. You took it too far. We really just want to get to the point, have a party, and I'm just going to ask you to tone it back down again, okay?
Just give me a new script, and I'll do whatever you want.
Oh, okay. Like always, I
won't read the script.
Be careful what you promise.
I'll do the heavy lifting as always, and you can just ride the coattails. It's fine, Kurt. Sorry.
Do you want me to write a new intro? I'll write a new intro.
I didn't say that because that stupid smirk on your face.
My smirk.
And yeah, your smirks. And look, you weren't here last week, and we shared with the world the shenanigans you pulled on the Patreon after the show recording with that long story to sneak in one of the worst dad jokes and just
or best, whatever.
So I want to say last week, not because Kurt was gone, before Kurt even tries to say any of that crap, we had one of the best shows ever. And it's because we had 2 or 3, 4 active chatters just in here. You're telling their stories, you're sharing their jokes. They said they have to call in and tell bad dad jokes. They didn't. So I was right and I win, but that's okay. Civilian on Basis here this week, and love you, man. Glad that you're here. Chat away. And hopefully as the show goes on, we'll get more of you awesome people coming in and join. Oh my goodness. Random Kid is here. And I thought I was going to get by with the whole calling out, not calling into bad dad joke thing. So no, all right. Yeah. But yeah, I would prefer a Random Kid that you call in, roll that dice, or even I'm team Ard and VO. Okay. I'll even take that, but you can just keep those bad dad jokes to your bad dad self. And I'm quite all right with all that. So all that being said, oh no, Joe has 3D printer woes. Kurt has New Year's Daddy written all over him. And I'm back, baby. I'm just a rock god of podcasting. kicking names and taking butts. So we've got. I like that one, kid. All right, Joe. I think you wrote this. What's the? Wait. We'll have our esteemed Kurt with the recording ask you what I'm about to ask you.
It's the question of the week.
Thank you, Kurt.
You're welcome.
What are some of the craziest things you've seen while driving?
All right, so
Kurt's face.
Right. We're gonna roll this back. We're gonna take two. All right, Joe. Look, we gotta bring some energy. It is Thursday night. All right. When people listen to this podcast, it's either Thursday morning if you're on Patreon, or it is Saturday sometime. They're driving to work. They need that energy. So come on, man. Hit the question like you mean it.
What are some of the craziest things you have seen while driving? Bueller.
Oh my God.
Bueller.
If you guys want to see this kind of hilarity in person, might as well come on down to Chattacon, because we're going to be there next weekend, January 12th through 14th. We're actually Saturday the 13th at 4 p.m. at Chattacon is where we're going to be live, and we're going to be joined by a live guest there. Tales by Bob McGow has asked to be. He's going to be doing some panels there, and he's like, "Hey, I'm a stepdad and I'm a nerd." And we're like, "Sure, come play." So we're glad to have Bob on. And Kurt, we're not going to miss any regular recording. So if I can pull off recording next, you never know in a live situation, we'll release it as a special episode.
All right.
But hopefully we'll actually get some energy for people and not this crap that you two are pulling. So, all right, Joe. All right, Mr. 3D printer Woes. What is the craziest thing you've seen while driving Ted Carr?
I would love to say it was seeing a oh shoot, now I'm blanking on their name. What are those robots from Doctor Who?
Daleks.
Okay, there's Daleks, there's
Daleks,
Cybermen.
yep, Daleks.
Daleks are not real robots.
Okay,
Cybermen
well,
are.
I've never watched Doctor Who, so
They're just a vehicle. They're just a vehicle.
Charles's face.
I know, Charles. I know. It's okay. It's okay.
Some of our audience is probably reacting the same way Charles is.
Look what you did. He's sucking his thumb again. It took us 3 years to break him of that.
So
thank you, Kurt.
I'd love to say it was seeing one of those in the back of someone's truck as I was driving home from work. But the craziest thing I ever saw was while driving on the highway, I glance over at a semi that we're passing, and the dude is driving with his feet and playing the guitar.
I dig it.
And I was like, well, then. I really wish I had a camera with me at the time. I did not, but I was very shocked. Very shocked.
That is up there for sure. Kurt.
So, yeah, not really anything crazy from like that perspective, because I was trying to think of that as well. But I was driving to work one morning and I had like an hour commute, and this purple Corvette comes flying up the highway. Now I was probably doing 70 in the left lane, and he must have been doing 90, easy.
Yeah.
And 2 miles down the road, he's facing my direction with one of his wheels popped off, sitting right next to a cop. And I took great pleasure in just watching that.
There's something to be said about instant karma.
Yeah.
And justice.
I have also, though, been in a situation where 2 cars in front of me, their car lost control and did a 360, like on the highway right in front of me. Nobody got hit. Nobody got, well, they probably got shaken up a bit, but like,
or shooketh.
They had been shooketh. But just like, you slow way down, go, please don't hit me, please don't hit me, please don't hit me, and go. But yeah, the wacky stuff on the road. Not really. Not really.
Yeah, I'm there now. Joe, you're posting stuff in our chat. You saw a high-speed chase once. All right, OJ.
Yeah, so I saw a high-speed chase. The person I was riding, I wasn't driving. The person I was riding with decided they wanted to try to catch up to the high-speed chase.
I apologize for that later. Come on.
And after much much protestations from me and the other passenger, they finally slowed down to a little bit above the speed limit still, but that's fine. It wasn't them going 100 miles per hour trying to catch up to a high-speed chase that just went by us. Yeah, so I saw that, and then the other thing that I saw in that I also mentioned in chat is I was on my way to work commuting, and I saw someone's tire pop. It popped. Their vehicle started leaning, and they started losing control, and so they were drifting off to the right, and then they came whipping back to the left and slammed into the median.
Oh.
And but I saw them start to drift, and I immediately slowed down, and luckily the people near me did as well, and there was no one on either side of them. And so I'm sorry that happened to them, but at least they didn't take anybody else into that crash with them.
When you saw them start to drift, you'd be like, it's all about family. Devo says, I love when people beat me to the red light. I'm there. There's a bumper sticker I've seen more and more popular out and about. This is, go ahead and speed past me. I'll catch up with you at the light. That kind of thing. Yeah. You guys are inspiring on kind of different things. Of course, I was on an ambulance for many, many years, but I'll tell an ambulance story, but non-ambulance story. I saw a truck on the other side of 75. It has a big concrete median in between the two directions. Run into the median, hit a light pole, because it's one of those random sections where there's lights on 75, like overhead street lights kind of deal. Light pole comes down. Now I'm approaching, so I see all this happening, and I slow down. Light pole hits, and apparently that particular light pole might be halogen. I don't know, because the truck didn't do anything, but when that pole hit, it exploded, and there was fire all over the ground. Like, what's in that lamp that just exploded everywhere? So there was that one. There was a time when I was driving in Athens, and a tire came off a car, like wheel, tire, and all came off, and like, oh crap! And I watched it go past. I'm like, huh? What? And then I looked at my rearview mirror, and it nailed another car, and it hurt the car, but it overreacted and went into oncoming traffic and head-on collision with somebody else. Like, woo! I'll just keep on driving. So there's that one. I've seen major cars on fire, but I think the craziest thing I've possibly seen on the road is, actually, we were called for the ambulance to say, the school bus was in an accident, not kid loaded. We didn't know that at the time, not kid loaded. And the way we're approaching where it is, you kind of come over a hill or around the corner. Either way, it's like this reveal. And it wasn't just a school bus ran off the road. I come around the corner and I see 3 wheels and an oil pan facing me. And it's a school bus. I'm like, that's not how that's supposed to go. And I don't know how they're going to get that out. Luckily, it's only like the driver and the driver's assistant in it, because me and my partner were very quickly spitballing, all right, how are we going to mass casualty this? How are we going to make sure the kids come out? Because those things have no seat belts in them. Well, they do now, I think, but at the time they didn't. So that was pretty crazy. Oh my God, Joe, you just keep loading up.
I keep thinking of more and more things that I've seen.
Welcome to Joe Talk, where all we're going to do is talk about car accidents and crazy things on the road.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Joe's only loading things up with like really terrible things.
Right. Saw a hit and run that early in the morning. I
saw a really red car at a drive-through with a license plate that said Santa, and then when he reached out for his hamburger, it was a Santa sleeve and glove. It was. I have a picture of it somewhere. It was awesome.
That's fun.
Great.
But Joe, this last one, man. I saw someone crossing the street and get hit by a car. Come on, dude. Oh, I did forget one. Go ahead. Let's talk about the ping pong ball over here.
So that's when I was at college. I was working as an early morning custodian, the 4 a.m. to 7 a.m. shift, and we were walking, it was the middle of winter, and the person actually almost hit me and then turned left. And they had not scraped off their windshield very well. Like they'd scraped off a tiny little bit about the size of maybe a tablet, and that was all they'd scraped off. And I'm sitting there thinking they're gonna hit someone, and sure enough, the next crosswalk they came to, they hit someone. And so I called 911. They already had like 4 or 5 people over there. I'm like, well, they don't need another person standing there.
Standing by doing that. Yeah.
But I made sure to call 911 and everything. And someone in one of my classes, I heard them talking about how their friend had gotten hit by a car, and civilian. Rexburg don't clear the roads. So yeah, sounds right. Yeah, so it was in Rexburg, Idaho, and but anyway, the person in my class was talking about it. I'm like, so what ended up happening with her? And so she got hit. She blacked out. She doesn't even remember getting hit, but she broke her hip.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, if she needs someone to testify in any kind of claims court, I saw it happen. Not that I'll be able to identify the actual person, but I could identify their vehicle because, their windows were all iced over, so I didn't really see the driver. So, and it was, 4 a.m., so I couldn't really see. It was dark, so
anyway. You're just saying you're worthless. That's yeah.
What I heard him say is that he's the one that caused the accident.
Right.
because
earlier.
Because he was just like going, I hope they don't cause an accident, and then it happens. I mean, come on, with that power, you should be more responsible.
My thought created the reality.
Yep.
Well, I was thinking this, Kurt, is that he's like, I called 911, and they're like, Mr. R, can you stop hitting people, setting fires, causing wrecks? You were just constantly, dude. I worked on a 911 ambulance in a busy area, and I didn't see all the stuff you're listing here, Mormon.
But they all sure had Joe stories, though.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. So the last one, random kid says you're a jinx.
Thanks, random kid.
This, Kurt, is why when we did a 14-hour road trip to Chicago, I drove.
Yeah.
Because I didn't need any of that bad juju happening.
Yep.
I let Joe be the navigator. That's not true. He drove a little bit. And then he just never mind.
And then we hit traffic and got a 2-hour delay.
Oh yeah, you were a jinx. Oh my God, you were a jinx. The whole time I was driving, Kurt, smooth sailing. All right, cool. Let's get some dinner or lunch, whatever it was.
Our estimated arrival time kept dropping and dropping.
I think we're learning something here.
We're making great time, and then we swapped, and we get in the car, and then all of a sudden it's dead stop traffic, and we're watching that arrival time just get longer and longer. I'm like, get out of the car. I'm driving now. Smooth sailing. Well, I took back over, man. I don't know what to tell you, Joe. You're killing me, Smalls.
I think we found a common ground right here. I think that, I think it's pretty clear. Joe's the cause.
Joe is the cause. He is the reason for the season. So,
oh no.
I see a lot of. Oh yeah, no kid. Don't involve in the final destination. This is a random kid.
I swear, every time I go by a log hauler,
if you know, you know.
Every time.
All right. The last one I want to tell is I did a lot of late nights in Atlanta. I was hosting karaoke gigs, different things, driving back at 1-2 in the morning, and there's not a lot of traffic. But on I-20, there's a lot of street racing that highly illegal, and you'll see them cut. I learned this. I'm always scanning my mirrors, but I learned in certain sections of the road, like, all right, it's about that time. And sure enough, and it's 4 or 5 lanes, and you just keep in your lanes, zoom in and out, and they just come flying by. That's not the crazy part. The crazy part is one day they came flying by, and I heard pop, pop, pop. I'm like, is that a? And about time my mind went gun, the shell hit my window and bounced off. Went,
oh yep. No!
Now they're going to a whole new level, whole nother level is what they did there. So, all right, you know what, Kurt? I see you. Give me the high sign. I know you wanted to talk, so here we go.
Roll that dice.
Oh, thank God! I was waiting for that all night.
Wait. One last thing. Old Man Tough says, I'm working at 911 center in PA. We have a blacklist, which includes one Joseph, embrace_ard. Word of the antics travel far and wide. Thank you, Old Man Tough. That's
Yep.
awesome.
Joe Ard, Highway Menace.
My crazy teenage years living in Pennsylvania.
All right, what did we roll up? What
What do you love?
What do you love?
We've really got to
Which is
things.
what do you think about?
All right, Joe, you came up with this one as well. Kurt, I'm gonna let you kick this one off. What do you think about movies based on video game IPs?
Oh, so okay, couple things. By and large, until the scales tip the right way, they're terrible. That being said,
As a general rule,
they are terrible. And the new Mario Brothers movie, notwithstanding, because that was actually pretty damn fun. Yep.
Yeah.
You didn't like the 90s one?
Look, no.
Hold on.
And I really like Bob Hoskins, but no.
This is what you
He
really
didn't like that movie.
This is what you're really looking for. I could feel it on you.
Yeah.
Bad daddy.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Go back to your 3D printer woes.
Yeah. I mean, because look, Double Dragon.
I actually
Why?
I
Why did
actually
you have to
rewatched
admit
it this
that?
last year.
Look, when you want to punish your kids, do a double feature, Double Dragon and Street Fighter. You make it, they'll behave. They will behave.
You know what though? There was
Actually
another
rewatched
one.
The Street Fighter one.
There actually was another one that was good.
What's that?
Gran Turismo.
I haven't seen that one actually.
It came out this past year, 2023,
Okay.
and it was kind of about the game. So it's kind of a cheat.
The kid that the racer, the gamers that became racers. Yeah.
So it turned out that
Yeah.
the company basically had a contest, and they took the best digital race car racers, brought them to a school, and the one who was the best got to actually learn how to or be in a race. And this
So the last Starfighter, but racing.
yes, and true.
Yes.
So, and it was really good. Like, it was really good, but it technically wasn't like in the world of the game, So, I mean, because technically you could say Ready Player One had some video game stuff in it, but it really wasn't about the game.
It's more of a book property.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
And the book is way better.
So, Joe,
The second one, not so much, but the first book was really good.
Yeah, you keep saying that. I will say I enjoyed the Sonic movies that came out recently.
And the memes that come out of the ugly Sonic.
Well, here's what I love about that, though. Is that they listened. I mean, it was the worst thing, and that was going to be the finished product, and the internet went nuts in a good way. Like, no, that's hard. And I mean, so many memes, right? And they went back and changed it, and when they changed it, it is way better.
It is.
Oh yeah,
it did. They did good. They did good on that. There's another one that I like that's a little controversial. Oh, not the Angelina Jolie Tomb Raiders, but the newest one. I cannot remember.
Oh, I haven't seen the newer ones yet.
Yeah. It was based off the new, the updated releases of the games where they rebooted Tomb Raider, and they did some scene for scene shots because I love those games and I've played them. I was okay with the originals, but the reboots were really fantastic for me, and I enjoyed them. And there were some scene for scene shots that they did that really worked. They took it seriously, in my opinion. It was really good. But man, there's another one I thought I'll think of it in a minute. That was a property.
I didn't mind the Angelina Jolie Tomb Raider movies.
I didn't mind it, but it was. I think it falls into.
But they weren't like Double Dragon terrible.
True. Prince of Persia was decent. Random Kid puts out. Prince of Persia. Civilian on Base is a TV show. Last of Us is good. I agree, but I also didn't really play that game very much. So basically, the first episode got after that it got beyond where I'd played in the game. So
Mm.
to me, it was just a TV show. Man, there's another one.
Assassin's Creed.
That was that happened.
I've never played the
Mitchell.
games.
I didn't
but
see it.
I liked
So-
it.
It was all right.
Yeah, I mean, if you take it as a movie by itself, it's good. They captured the whole idea of the animus and the traveling and the how they connect, and they did decently with it. It was snacks. It was not a meal. There's nothing deep that you can sink your teeth into there. What, Kurt? I saw you have your finger.
Old man Top brought up Street Fighter, and I'll throw in Mortal Kombat with that too. They
the
weren't
original Mortal Kombat. Yeah.
They weren't great. They weren't great.
The
They
new
were hard
Mortal
to watch.
Kombat was much better.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
I say much better. I'm not saying it's great.
Yeah.
But it was better.
My kids really like the Angry Birds movies.
Oh, that's
I thought it was
fair.
really
I mean, I
good.
didn't see
Okay.
them, but I those are basically a cartoon video game anyway, so I kind of get it.
Uncharted was pretty good.
That's what I was going to say.
Uncharted was pretty good.
I did enjoy Uncharted. I thought Tom Holland did a good job. I personally like Mark Wahlberg, and I mean, he plays Mark Wahlberg in every movie, so I get it. But
I think we got a transformer.
Hey Tom, wait, I can't do his voice. How y'all do? I can't do his voice. Wreck-It Ralph is a video game movie, kind of.
Well, but it's not based on a video game property. It became a video game afterwards.
It's in that thing of it's in that vein of
Roger
Ready Player
Rabbit
One.
and Ready Player One.
And the one with the racing cars with Adam Sandler.
Oh,
and
Pixels.
Pixels. Great. I loved Pixels.
I haven't actually seen that yet. I need to.
You and your kids will love it.
Pixels is a decidedly terrible movie.
Oh,
It is. It is, but it is so good at the same time. It is
I don't know.
intentionally bad. And it's the humor there. It is not. It never once takes itself serious, but it acts like it does, Joe. It's fun. Pixels was fun. The Uncharted movie did the games dirty. I mean, kind of.
I never played the game, so it didn't bother me.
Yeah, see, there is that thing. The Warcraft movie, I never saw it. It says the Warcraft movie is better.
I did.
was
I could
okay.
not finish it.
Ooh, I'm gonna throw. I think Kurt, you'll recognize this, but I doubt you've seen the movie. In the Name of the King.
That's the Dungeon Siege movie.
It is a Dungeon
yeah.
Siege movie.
I saw that
And
movie.
Dungeon Siege was a weird game, and I played that game from start to finish. And you're this farmer, but Jason Statham.
Yeah,
is
I
the
was trying to remember
farmer.
his name.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It is a weird movie. It is a weird movie. And I played Dungeon Siege too. I love that. I think it came out when there was no Diablo or no new Diablo. And we were waiting.
Yeah.
We were waiting on something. And then Microsoft said, hey, we got this Dungeon Siege thing we're doing. And so I played it. It was pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I beat it, and I had fun with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they announced the movie a little while later, I was like, okay,
Yep.
you're gonna make Jason Statham the farmer, which is the only way you're gonna make this work. And it was okay. I just don't remember it being great.
I'm gonna make a prediction
All right.
that we're gonna see a series of movies based on the Sierra point and click adventures. King's
Okay.
Quest series,
Quest.
maybe Space Quest, maybe Leisure Suit Larry. I think all of that stuff is ripe for the picking, and I think Leisure Suit Larry could be a hilarious series of movies if
I
they did
agree.
it right.
And I don't know who they'd get to play Larry, but had we done this 10 years ago, Kurt, Jason Alexander.
Okay,
As
all right.
Larry. I
The
think
person,
it would have been good.
yeah, the person I was thinking of is, oh my god, why can't I think of his name? Hold on, I'll have it. Just a minute.
Good daddy.
Will Forte.
Yes,
I think he could do it.
I agree. Honestly, the name of the guy who plays the clown in It, Um, he Saturday Night Live, does a bunch of stuff. I can't think of his name off the top of my head right now. He seems to be able to do no wrong. Like he can play in dramas, he can play in horror movies, he can play in comedies. He could probably do it as well.
Isn't that the redheaded dude who played the Joker in Gotham?
No. It's Bill something or other from Saturday Night Live.
Are you sure that's not the parody that they did?
No, he's the clown. Look it up. I think somebody look it up. I'm not gonna look it up. I'm gonna read the chat here. So Random Kid says, what about the Hitman movies?
I've never seen them.
It did okay. I liked it's either Josh Duhamel or his lookalike. I don't remember which one was in that movie. I thought it was decent. They just didn't give it the treatment it needed. But Random Kid also says Final Fantasy VII Advent Children
doesn't count.
But I agree, it doesn't count. It's more of a sequel, not a movie based off. I also like the Final Fantasy movie that was made on the PlayStation 3 engine. Like the whole movie.
The Spirits Within.
Spirits Within, yeah.
That has nothing to do with any of the games, as far as I know.
It has the spiritual aspect of it. Like they use a lot of terms and keep kind of the same themes, but no, it didn't really directly tie in.
Hitman was Timothy Oliphant.
So Timothy Oliphant and Josh Duhamel almost look. I mean, they look so alike that I think it's Timothy Oliphant. They met.
Which one was in John Carter?
No, that's not either one of them.
Because he looks similar to them too. That's Taylor Kish.
Taylor Kish, yeah,
kind of, yeah. Joe,
Gambit.
But anyway, all right, we're rambling. So, Civilian says they need to do a Metroid movie in the same style of Alien.
They might. I mean, Mario popped off. They're already talking about doing a live action Zelda movie, so they might. And then clearly they'll have to bring it all together into Smash Brothers, a Smash Brothers movie.
That's Mortal Kombat S to save the universe. Mario must punch Zelda in the face.
And Pennywise was Bill Skarsgård.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, not a Saturday Night Live guy though.
Okay,
he's just a creepy looking guy.
You're right. That is different. What am I thinking?
You're probably thinking Bill Hader, who may have done it. But he probably did it as a Saturday Night Live sketch.
He might have, but because him and Skarsgård resemble each other to a point. I mean, obviously not like Timothy Oliphant and Josh Duhamel, but there's something. Anyway, Hader did some other stuff. Maybe it wasn't spoofs, but Bill Hader, man. He can do no wrong, it seems like. Now, Random Kid has got a great question, and we love live questions on the show. Please come out on Thursday nights, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, and play with us. Random Kid asks, what video games would you like to see made into a movie? So each of you pick one.
Ooh. That is a really good question.
All right, y'all think about it. You're obviously, I got it. I've had this one on deck forever. I'm ready for it.
Okay.
Dead Space. I am not a survival horror game guy. I'm not a horror guy at all, but Dead Space is so freaking well done, well written. The rules make so much sense. You're not a superhero. You're not the action guy. You're not the weird. I love Half-Life. And by the way, you could argue freaking Stephen King's The Mist is the outside of Black Mesa Half-Life movie because it's freaking just like. Anyway, I won't go there. But Dead Space, you're an engineer and you find some guns, but you're not good with them because you're a freaking space engineer. And then you go crazy. And through all three games, you just get crazier and crazier. And it's got this dark spirituality to it. It's got space politics. It is so good. And before they launched the game, they actually made an anime movie to kind of give you a story ahead of the game, which is really good, which doesn't count. I want to see a live action Dead Space movie, and I'll probably regret it all day long because nothing's ever as good as what you love, right? But I'd watch it.
Okay. So I've got two that I thought of. Okay. I'm thinking, well, I don't know if I trust Disney to pull it off, but Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic would be It's a good story in my opinion. I think it would go over well if done right.
If done
But-
more like the
but-
Mandalorian and less like the Skywalker. saga.
Yes, but I don't know if I trust Disney in their current version to pull that off. The other one that I thought of is Fable.
Okay.
I think Fable could make for a good movie.
You know why I hate that game?
I have
It's
no
a
idea.
Final Fantasy games, you don't age. You play
No.
this 60, 80-hour game, and it's like you spent 3 days. And I was just used to that. And my brain, it just broke my brain when I'm playing Fable. And I'm halfway through the game, and it says, I started at 18, and now I'm like 50 years old, and I'm barely halfway through the game. I'm like, what? What? I mean, I don't know why. It's so irrational, but it broke me. I cannot play Fable because you age in the game, and you age so freaking rapidly. It's crazy.
I may or may not have installed a mod on my Fable so that I don't age.
Oh, geez. Okay.
All right, Kurt, what about you?
Well, so quick before, so the age in Fable is dependent on your level. So it is entirely possible, and I've done it before, where before you even do your first quest, you can max out your level and be an old man, and everyone's calling you a greenie and everything the whole time.
Yeah, and I don't know why. I don't know why, but part of it's like being an old man when I'm playing a game that your character doesn't look that old. And all the JRPGs I played, you're kids. I mean, sometimes you're actually kids. Sometimes you're just teenagers. At most, you're a college kid. And I don't know. I couldn't do it.
So, okay. I've got two, but one of them is kind of conditional. So the one that isn't conditional is, and this is going to sound weird, Yar's Revenge.
All right, what's the condition on it?
So no, there's no condition on that one. I think that given the
Isn't that Super Troopers? Not
No,
Super Troopers.
no,
Not Super
no.
Troopers. Space. You know what I'm talking about?
well, Yar's. No, you're thinking Starship Troopers.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Starship Troopers.
Yeah. So Yar's Revenge, though, it's really you against this alien species type of thing. But I think they could build a world around it. And there was an Atari comic book that came out that actually built some of that world, and there actually was a sequel. But I think you could take something like that and take nearly all the liberties you want, because there's not a deep storyline behind it yet. So you could expand on that and build on that. And frankly, it's the best Atari 2600 game ever made. So
I can agree to that second statement for sure.
So that's the one that's just, I think that would be a cool idea. The conditional one is, I think they ought to do a very seriously done, and by very seriously done, I mean putting in the production value necessary.
Okay.
Pokemon.
You mean like Detective Pikachu?
No.
Like
I'm
actual
saying
Pokemon? Okay, all right.
the story of a trainer working his way up through the gyms, but in a live action with CGI characters, obviously.
Of course. Yeah, it needs to
But
be that
live
quality.
action,
Yeah.
making his way through to the final four, and you're not going to get it all done in one movie.
I don't think it needs to be a movie. I think it needs to be a TV show.
Oh, it could be. It absolutely could be. It could be. But I'm talking about, like, you hit the gym leaders are not funny, cartoony guys. They're people that you literally need to beat.
That sounds like a live action version of the Pokemon Generations episodes that came out. I don't know if you ever saw those.
No.
They were released to YouTube on Pokemon's YouTube channel, and I don't know if they still are out there, but they followed the character from the games instead of Ash, because a lot of people are like, oh, Ash is the character, but he's not the character from the games or really the anime, as far as I've heard. So Red, and it is like way more intense, and they're little shorts.
What?
But there's like a scene in it, for instance, where it shows the police raiding a Team Rocket hideout, and they've got their mishaps breaking down doors, and they've got their Growliths going in and attacking Team Rocket, and yeah, it was a great little series.
Yeah, maybe I haven't seen it, so but I just think that there's more to that world than the cartoony game that we all know. And look, the TV show is the TV show, but it's very light and fluffy.
You went more gritty,
but not even gritty, just real, just real.
Yeah, and what if it was done in the style of Hunger Games? I don't mean like the over the top violence, but I do mean you're following 3 or 4 or 5 teams, right? And you're kind of wanting to see who to root for. And of course, somebody's going to be the guy like, oh no, I want them to lose. But you kind of pick your favorite, and maybe they win, maybe they don't.
See, I actually think more along the lines of Avatar, where it's kind of you, even though in this case you're Ash or Aang in the in Avatar, but no. So just bear with me on this. But you meet up with Misty and Brock, and you're just figuring a way to make it to the gyms, and you're learning from each other and whatnot. But I just think that there's a story there that could be told well in a live action type scenario and not come across as foolish.
I agree.
Roll that dice.
All right. Now, while he rolls, I'm going to read the chats and sum them up. Joe did mention that when my son was on, he talked about Twisted Metal. That was a really good adaptation, I thought. Mass Effect, Old Man Tup says that I think that'd be a fantastic movie. Civilian on Bases, I don't want a movie, but a TV show about heroes, might, and magic, 100%. Random Kid says the Halo show was meh. And I unfortunately agree. Because I watched about 3 episodes and I just couldn't push through it.
See, and I've read the books, and so I think it was really meh.
Civilian on Base says Knights of the Old Republic would be better than anything Disney has made with Star Wars. And Random Kid says clearly we need a sequel to the Battleships movie, which I thought was so horribly hilarious. I mean, I was podcasting. I was early days podcasting when they announced that they'd licensed all these Hasbro board games for movies. Like, what are they going to do with Battleships and Hungry Hippos? They're still working on Hungry Hippos like 10, 20 years later. But yeah, Battleship was funny. Portal would be a fun movie for sure. And all right, there we go. So what you got, Joe?
Personal story time.
Personal story time.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you pulled this one.
Kurt, to prep this, you're a Yankee. You're way up in the Great White North. Have you ever gone camping in the snow?
No, that's insane.
Right.
Why would you do that?
I am born and bred Southern boy. I don't go camping if it's any colder than 65 degrees. However, tonight's personal story is from Joe, and it is unexpected camping in the snow. Unprepared camping in the snow.
A little bit of both, really. So, I knew that there was a camping trip coming up. I was a teenager. I was in Boy Scouts, but I didn't realize what the plan was. I don't know if anyone told me what the plan was, or maybe they did, and I just ignored them being a teenager. But apparently,
how's that any different than me telling you how we're going to go to the show tonight? And you still do whatever you want.
Well, all right, fair. So apparently the plan was supposed to be get up there early to this area that had tons and tons of snowfall and dig a snow cave and sleep in the snow cave. Okay.
What sadistic, abusive troop are you in where the plan is to dig a snow cave?
To be fair, it's a solid idea because it stays warmer in there. But
I get that. If you crash in the Alps, but not to voluntarily go up there.
People do it.
Yeah,
it is done.
No, I get it. You have 5 or 6 siblings. Your parents are like, yeah, if we lose one, it's fine. No worries. Go on.
So I didn't know that was the plan. So I packed my stuff. I showed up, and they're like, okay, get digging. I'm like, what? and so I started digging, and
we can dig it.
I didn't bring like a tarp or anything. I brought my sleeping bag.
Wait, these are individual snow caves?
I don't know what their plan was. I was I was the only one digging a cave apparently, because that's, I don't know. Some other people brought a tent and dug out a flat area for their tent to set up. And so I'm sitting there laying down in my sleeping bag on the snow without a tarp, and of course my sleeping bag gets soaking wet. And luckily though, our assistant scoutmaster, he was like, forget this whole thing, and just drove up in his RV. and so he's like, hey Joe, get in here. so I ended up staying in the RV. But the next day was actually a lot of fun. Kurt's just
no, I know. I'm this is for Charles, not for you.
And so the next day was actually a lot of fun. We went sledding and whatnot, but we saw a couple of other I guess troops or other people had actually dug out snow caves, and they had already gone and left. And so we
all stole their snow caves.
Well, we just went in and explored them a little bit. This one had a pretty large main area, as well as three nooks off to the side, and they even dug in like a little shelf to put their stuff in and everything. And so it was pretty cool. And
they carved out the words, "I'm sorry, Mom and Daddy, I'll never do it again."
Yeah, something like that. So we saw a couple of them. That was the most impressive one. But yeah, it ended up being a lot of fun. Yeah.
Where were you in the world?
Florida.
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. Okay. I in Georgia 20 years ago bought camping sleeping bags in Georgia. I'm going to just stress in Georgia that you could not get any other bag at Walmart that was not snow rated and waterproof. Every sleeping bag at Walmart 20 years ago was rated to 32 below and waterproof.
32 below or 32 degrees?
32 below. I said it right. So Devo asked, my son's a scout, so we camp a lot in camp in the snow a lot, and you got to have a tarp. I don't understand why you would want to go camp in the snow. I don't get it. Yeah. Hey guys, let's go camping in Savannah by the river in August. No. That's where your skin melts off. You don't do that either. Civilian on base says, was this an LDS scout troop? Because it sounds like an LDS scout troop.
Yeah, it was.
Yep. I mean, to be fair, the window for camping is like 3 days. Like there's a 3-day period in any given climate where it's safe to go camping. Otherwise, screw that noise.
I mean, you guys have both been to my house. You know I love a good fire pit. I love that aspect of camping. The sitting around the fire, drinking some beers or sodas in Joe's case. Okay, not sodas, water, your holy water, whatever, Joe drinks. And sharing stories and camaraderie. I love that. And then when it drops down to say 64 degrees, let's all go inside. I'm good. Oh my God. So let's throw this out. Kurt, since he Joe, that's just crazy. That's just crazy.
That's insanity.
When was the time that you said no more camping? Like for me is when I would take an air mattress because I was like, I don't like sleeping on the ground anymore. I'm not a teenager. And then my air mattress half deflates and I wake up with parts of my body touching the ground. So the parts touching the ground are freezing. The other parts are aching. I was like, I'm done. I will glamp every time. That's a high-end RV or a hotel.
Yeah. I last went camping on purpose. With my wife when we were 23.
Yeah.
And why? Because it sucks.
Because it was a stock market crash of 1928 and you had nowhere else to go.
That's true. Yep.
That's about how old I was the last time I went camping too.
Yeah.
With Joe. With my wife and a few other people.
You know what? I was probably in my mid-20s. Now, I wasn't 23 because I got married at 23. So it was later 20s, maybe early 30s when I stopped. But Joe, did you hear what I heard and what Kurt said? He said the last time I went camping on purpose. So, Kurt,
So you went.
when's the last time
camping
you
on
went
accident?
camping not on purpose?
So I'm going to qualify that by saying anytime you have to even sleep on the floor counts as camping because it's equally as terrible. And so
That's
the
why I
last
gave you
time,
the couch.
the last time I did that was Dragon Con, and not this past one, but
No, it was
like
a couple years ago. Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
what you're talking about.
You
Yeah.
slept on the floor?
yeah, on an air mattress, but it was still terrible.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Well,
man.
We had like
we all
15
first-
people in the botched house or something.
Yeah,
was-
we all-
See, I like air mattresses, so
well, there's a lot more to that one. It was not
well,
like,
but
it was
also,
all right.
wait, is that the one
Air-
that went flat every night?
oh, it definitely does because it's an air mattress.
But mine doesn't.
So,
So-
okay. So here's the thing. Once you reach a certain age,
All right,
you
kids,
don't
go
have
around.
to sleep on air mattresses. When you say, well, mine's fine. Yeah, except you got a bed. Like a bed is always going to trump an air mattress.
I agree. I agree.
Sometimes I'd rather sleep on my air mattress than some of the beds at my in-laws' house when we stay over there for holidays.
Okay,
you have
I
a
can see that
choice.
too.
You have a choice. You know,
Mhm.
you know what my choice is? Sleeping at the terrible
Not
bed.
going
at
to
my-
Joe's in-laws' house.
Exactly. Like if I have to choose between sleeping on an air mattress or sleeping on a bed at my mother-in-law's house or sleeping in my own bed, guess what I'm choosing?
Stay
My
home.
bed for the win. Yeah, staying home because we're adults. We have choices we can make.
Yeah.
Get off my lawn.
Nah.
Roll that dice.
Roll the dice.
Oh, we've already done that one. Okay.
Stay tuned for this commercial break.
Yippee skippy. Now, last week this went really, really well, Kurt. I'm just saying, not for nothing, but when you weren't here, we were very professional. So let's just keep that up.
Are you in the market for a new air mattress? Go to walmart.com/I hate air mattresses for a sale this week on air mattresses. Yes, for the next 3 days, the New Year's Eve sale will be going on where you can get new air mattresses with the leftover branches from the plastic trees we sell.
You could have done that in a better voice. Oh yeah, come on, support us over at patreon.com/wise_in_nerdy. And we'd love to have you in our groups and can play. We're welcoming back the one, the only Devakate has joined back up this month, and we appreciate you. He's always been a great member of our community, and we appreciate the support of the show. Also, get that other button ready there, Joe, because we're lonely. We're lonely dads. So give us a call, wiseandnerdy.com/call dad, because we'd love to hear your voice. Say, roll them bones, or if you have to, a bad dad joke. Now, back to the show. Roll that dice, Joseph.
Okay. It's your favorite.
Dad joke.
Okay.
He cringes every time. Every
It just
time.
gets worse. And that's the thing, you guys do not follow the rules of combat. The rules of combat are, we call it truce, and the medics go clear the bodies. You guys just keep firing shots. Like, no, one joke per episode. Not per episode, per host, just per episode.
Speaking of Devakate, this comes in from him. He says, what is a swimmer's favorite kind of math?
Hold on. Swimmers. I don't know.
Dive-ision.
I like it.
Do you know what book he got that from?
If you have to say you like it, you really don't, Kurt. What book?
Continual Boredom. Author, Maura de Same.
I hate you guys. I hate all of you. I hate you so much. So much.
Hey, Charles.
No, we've had our one. We've had our one.
Hey, Joe.
yes, Kurt.
What New Year's resolution should a basketball player never make?
Stop.
What?
To travel more.
No, Kurt. God.
Like it matters. The NBA never calls traveling.
See, that's the funny part.
Well, guess what I'm nerding out about this week?
Bad dad jokes.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. Welcome, Anthony V, to the chat. Y'all made my chair sink with that crap over there. So, all right, hit the button about nerding out about. Come on, hit the button. Hit the button. I dare you. Hit it. Hit it.
Oh, okay.
What are you nerding out about now?
Thank you. Now, Kurt,
Mm.
I don't see one in here from you. So, can you give us something that you're nerding out about?
Yeah, I'm actually nerding out about the Percy Jackson TV series because I'm digging it.
I haven't yet.
Really, I'm loving the direction. I'm loving what they're doing with it. This last episode just came out 2 days ago, and
I haven't seen that one yet.
I'm not spoiling it. Not spoiling it. But we had an episode with Medusa that was really cool. We got a cameo by Lin-Manuel I almost said Noriega.
Yeah. That's what I want to see. Yes, sir.
Lin-Manuel Miranda. Oh, yeah, that was funny. Oh
yeah, he was Hermes.
Yeah, he was Hermes. Delivering a
And
box
he was
of bad.
ousted by George Bush.
So, and this episode's really cool. So I'm digging it. I'm digging the whole thing, the whole vibe. It's working. So it's that TV series, the kind of fantasy type TV series thing that I'm really liking. There's a TV series on Netflix that is probably not really noticed by many people because it's based on a terrible cartoon, but it's a live action TV series called Winx, Winx.
Okay, I've heard of it.
And it's got like fairies and wizards and things like that, but it's set in like the modern day type of thing. So it's one of those like modern sensibilities type shows like The Magicians and things like that. But it's way better than it has a right to be. Because if you've ever tried to watch the cartoon series, it's unwatchable. But the live action,
I tried to watch it with one of my daughters.
Yeah, the live action is pretty good.
Whatever. Yeah, okay.
Like surprisingly. So, but yeah, Percy Jackson, that thing needs to keep going, keep going and going and going.
Well, good. Glad to hear that.
Or I guess according to Random Kid, it should have been anthropomorphic ducks. They should have called him Percy Quaxon. I don't know about that.
The bad dad joke section is over, everybody. This is nerding out about. So, Joe, tell me about the daily life of the Immortal King.
Oh, yeah. So it's a Chinese anime, if that's what it's called, because anime is generally considered Japanese. But anyway, it's a Chinese one that I found on Netflix this past week. It's only about 15 episodes, but I binged watched it, and yeah, it was good stuff. Let's just say Kurt would not like it because it's got some very over the top moments. But the main character is this. He's super powerful, but his whole attitude is just blah. Like he's just lethargic and doesn't care about anything, and he doesn't want to get noticed. And so every time he does something that would get him noticed, he tries to pin it off on someone else doing it. And so it's I don't know. I thought it was funny. It's not really serious at all. Like it's got some action moments, but it's not very serious. I'd say it's more like it's not quite as funny as Mashal, but it's kind of got similar vibes to Mashal.
Anthony V says, "Sounds like you, Joe."
Oh man!
Well, before you go to the next one, let's ping pong back and forth here, because I'm not going to go too long on this one, but I am loving Diablo 4. I came to the game a little bit late, not super late. I mean, it launched I think in 2023. I bought it right before Christmas. I got it in the winter sale or whatever in the holiday season, and it just hits all the notes for me. I love creating all the different characters. I love looking up the metas and the builds, and the story is pretty decent. I just don't play these games for the story, but it is enjoyable. I'm enjoying it, but I'm very much loving the character builds and just seeing what I can create and playing that. So it's been very fun for me. And I said not screen unseen this time. And here's why. 3 in a row with the screen unseen. Kurt, I can't remember if you were here when I talked about
yeah, you did. Yeah, I was here.
So, yeah. So 3 in a row. All 3 were basically kind of independent movies or non-blockbuster movies, if you will. And all 3 were previews, like 2 weeks, at least 2 weeks early before the release date of the movies. And in my opinion, and my wife's opinion, all 3 were very enjoyable and good. We loved them. The
What
last
movies?
one being The Boys. The first one was Next Goal Wins. Next Goal Wins, the soccer movie.
Yep.
There with the Fassbender. Really great. Watched it about 2 to 3 weeks before it released worldwide. And that was fun. Then the movie after that was crap. I could have told you, so I tried to tell you. But it's about a Black American author who writes and was very critically acclaimed of writing great books, but nobody wants to buy them because somebody
Jeffrey Wright. That's the Jeffrey Wright movie. Yeah.
Oh, it is so good. It is such a great commentary on society and the world. And I mean, it's so well written. And it's not for everybody. There's some controversial stuff in it, but the humanity, the story, loved it. My wife and I both loved it. Watched that one about 2 weeks before it's supposed to come out. The last screen unseen was The Boys in the Boat, which came out on Christmas Day. We saw it about 2 weeks early, and that's the George Clooney directed film about the Olympic team rowing.
Yeah,
team.
The crew, the Olympic crew teams. Yeah,
they upset the whole college circuit, and then they went to the Olympics. And Germany in 32 or whatever it was. And it was really good. So we're on it. We're like, cool. We get to see movies ahead of time. They're not major blockbusters, but they're all well written. And they're probably movies you would not have gone to see otherwise because you just don't think that way. Loved them. Here's why I hate this newest one. Because it's not in my theater. My theater, they did 3 in a row, decided that, nah. The one that was yesterday, because Monday was it should have been like Christmas Day in the pattern. Of course, it's not going to be on Christmas Day because a ton of movies came out Christmas Day. So we knew they were going to put. So January 3rd, as of this recording, yesterday, and it's always at 7 p.m. so far. That's the other thing that I've seen be normal with it. It's 2 weeks. It's a preview of a movie, so you get to see it before anybody else. It is a non-blockbuster film. And it's always at 7 p.m. And my local theater, and I need it to be at my local theater because to travel to the next best theater that has it's about 30-40 minutes, and to do that at 6 o'clock in that traffic, I don't know if we get there in time. It's a rush. They just decided not to
Atlanta traffic.
They just got stop it. They decided
it sucks.
That's what every rookie who doesn't know how to drive says. So, and we've already established, Joe, you know what? Don't make me end the show right here and there and bring this full circle back to your car stories, sir. So, but yeah, no, I'm frustrated. I was frustrated that I didn't get to go see it last night because it wasn't in my theater, and that I am loving that experience. And screw you, local theater. Come on.
So, there's actually a thread on Reddit that kind of gives all the information for the screen unseen that they know. So that one from last night was the Book of Clarence.
Oh, I would have loved to see that.
I don't know anything about that. So
okay, the Book of Clarence is set in literally the time of Jesus, and it's this idea that it's all African American. Well, okay, actors. They're not obviously African American in the story, but they are taking this kind of modern sensibility of of race and interactions, and Clarence gets mistaken for Jesus. And so he starts taking advantage of that to set free some of the slaves and to and to make himself rich. And it's almost like this from the previews, it's almost like this gangster sensibility story, mobster kind of sensibility story with African American heritage, set literally in the time of Jesus, and with some comedy, dark comedy twist to it. I, from the previews, would have loved to have seen that. That's so irritating.
So they're saying that next week is a PG-13 movie. The week after that is rating unknown, but it's called Scream Unseen, so we know it's a horror flick. That's January 29th.
I'm not, I don't like horror.
Scream Unseen at my local one is apparently February 5th instead
So there's
of January.
That's weird because they also show the February 5th one, which is PG-13 as well.
And by the way, this is all at AMC theaters. If you're interested in this experience,
yeah,
you gotta look it up there.
We're not sponsored, but Charles loves them.
Technically, I pay them to let me talk about them because I am a stockholder at AMC theaters. So, but yeah, it's just so frustrating because I really am enjoying it. I would have liked to watch Book of Clarence. I probably will skip the Scream Unseen because I just not for me. But I'm trying to see if the other one's going to show up.
So the rumor for next week is either Origin or Argyle, and I don't know about any of them.
Any of those, yeah. I don't either. All right, Joe. What's your next one?
Yes, the woes of 3D printing.
Oh boy.
So last week I talked about how my 3D printer had gotten clogged. I got the kit and the new nozzle. I changed the nozzle. I cleaned it all out. I started a new print, and about halfway through, I could tell it wasn't extruding as much filament as it was at the beginning. And sure enough, by the time it was done, the top of it is super brittle, and it is not. It's not printed well. And so I have since done some Googling about things that can make the Ender 3 get clogged often. And one of the things that a lot of people seem to agree on was that the stock extruder sucks on the Ender 3. And so I went ahead and took some advice from some people on the internet, on Reddit, on a 3D printing subreddit, and I ordered a new extruder, and it's supposed to come early next week. And so I'm gonna install that and hopefully clean it out again, and hopefully that will help my issues. If nothing else, it should be a better extruder. But from a lot of the people, or from especially one person, he very explicitly described the issues that I was having, where it wasn't pumping out as much as it ought to. It was getting clogged, and it was making this clicking noise as it was trying to pull the filament.
Kurt, you're old. How do you fix that?
Clicking noise.
Council of Dad joke.
Little WD-40 will do it.
Yeah.
So
now
hopefully the new extruder helps that.
The new extruder. Now, what's funny is that you can 3D print a lot of parts for your 3D printer. I don't think an extruder is one of them, but wouldn't that be interesting if you could make it work? So that means you still haven't been able to finish the Keyblade. Correct.
Oh. Yeah.
All right. So I got, two things, but they go hand in hand. So Kurt, last week, Joe and I decided to help make some promotional materials because as we opened up the show, we're going to Chattacon in Chattanooga, Tennessee. It's the 12th through the 14th. We'll be live Saturday, the 13th at 4 p.m. And so we did a quick rush order on Sticker Mule. Love Sticker Mule. Now, this one came outside of the pack as is, and I'm not sure how well you can see that. And it was stuck to something, so it is kind of weird. So I'm not sure. I don't want to open the pack yet because they're going to travel better. but you kind of see it's the logo, and we made it with the QR code
Yep.
there to hand out to everybody. And the QR code takes you to our link tree. So you can definitely. And by the way, I've seen a lot of cool new names like Hefty Comic. Of course, Random Kid is in here. I thought I saw somebody else, Anthony V. Like, subscribe, share. Become either part of the kiddos or part of the Council of Dads. Either way, we got you. We like that you came along. And so that's the idea is as we do the live show, handing it out. I mean, they did a great job. You can't really see, but Joe and I spent about 30 minutes maybe tweaking the dimensions. And it goes edge to edge. It's a nice little sticker that we can hand out with a QR code, and it looks good. So I'm very happy with that. And of course, they throw in the sticker mule sticker. They throw in a stimulus sticker for some reason. They throw in another worded sticker mule sticker. And then they throw in sticker mule hot sauce, which I've never understood.
Awesome.
Oh, wait, but there's more. And now I have a Cheers sticker mule with a QR code coaster, cardboard coaster.
Nice.
And I mean, if there's any more stickers left over, they can always go on that back table at Drag.
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, I will be at Atlanta Comic Con in February, and I'm hoping to hit a bunch of other cons this year. So I'll take them with us and hand them out as promotional as well. And yeah, you're correct. If it's left over, we're going to be doing the live show again at Dragon Con, so we will do it there. And then Hector,
I was just going to say, and so what you're telling me is we've had no luck with the AI.
not yet, but you did. You did provide some new pictures because the original picture we just could not.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah.
So yeah, I haven't tried again, but yeah, hopefully we can try again soon. And I wanted to share this as we get down to it. This is the Chattacon website, and I'm nerding out about this because you scroll down, you see these are some great panelists here. Oh, look at that, Charles McFall right there. Look at that handsome devil. Oh, well, wait, there's Murr. Look at that handsome devil, Joseph Hard, right there. Now, Joe, do you notice the picture?
Yeah, did you steal that from my Facebook or something?
Oh, 1,000%. Because look at this. This embodies Wise and Nerdy, where fatherhood meets fandom, or fandom meets fatherhood. I forget which way we say it. But you've got this big, great geek dad t-shirt on. You got your kid over your shoulder who's laughing his butt off. It's the perfect photo. So I went and got that, and I had to write you a bio, buddy. So Merry Christmas. Here's Joseph Ard's bio. Joseph Ard, also known as Joe Embracy_Ard, is a multifaceted individual with a passion for blending technology, creativity, and fatherhood. As the founder and co-host of Pokemon Go podcast, he has brought together a community of enthusiasts to explore the exciting world of augmented reality gaming. Additionally, Joseph is the visionary behind Assorted Geekdom, a platform that celebrates various facets of geek culture. Currently, Joseph Ard serves as a co-host of Wise and Nerdy, where fatherhood meets fandom. There you go. It's fatherhood first. Fatherhood meets fandom, where he skillfully navigates the intersection of being a devoted husband, a father to 3 boys, while embracing his love for all things geek. Beyond his role in the podcasting realm, Joseph is an accomplished artist and programmer, showcasing his diverse skill set and creative prowess. Known for his amiable personality and genuine demeanor, Joseph Ard is not just a geek, but an all-around nice guy, making him a beloved figure in both the online and offline communities he's engaged with. But do not drive with him because he will jinx you and cause all kinds of accidents in traffic. That's it. We're going home, everybody. Get out. That's the show. Bye.
Bye.
Follow these nerdy dads on social media. Charles at Rock God of Podcasting. Joe at Joseph_Ard. Check out the website, wiseandnerdy.com. And as always, they may not be your father, but they'll always be your daddy.
And VO by Kurt everywhere. Shut up, Mike.
Why don't you wait till I turn down the music so you're like, Theo Kurt by everywhere. Suck it, Mike. That's all, Mike.